seems to be implied that every model and influencer must have knowledge of how to actually self-shoot and self-film, or that they own the equipment to do so, which isn't a fair assumption whatsoever. I mean, I've been shooting myself for 9 years now, and I'd argue that I only became good at it over the last 2. For those of you who felt like you never got the crash course in the art of self-shooting, I'm here to provide it. Back in my day, we needed expensive cameras and microphones to create anything HD. However, today, most of the technology that takes is in your pocket. Any modern day cell phone, whether you're team iPhone or team Android, can pretty much get the job done. What you will need, however, is a plethora of really great tripods. I use a ring light to shoot everything these days because they're great. They light up your eyes beautifully, and most of them come with a cell phone stand built right in. You can get a really great tripod for less than $50 off Amazon. I also have a few variations of tripods to suit all of my shooting needs. I have a suction cup style phone holder, similar to what you might have in your car for hands-free calling or GPS, for car videos or selfies, parked of course, as well as one that I can mount easily to a mirror or to tile. Think point of view filming or shower shows. Then I have a travel size tripod that I can toss in my purse and take with me easily for shooting outdoors, for example. When it comes to lighting, your best bet is always natural light. If you can use sunlight as your light source, typically you're going to get a better shot. However, not all natural light is created equal. You want indirect or soft sunlight coming from a window or an overcast sky, not bright light directly on you that causes harsh shadows from above. Always pay attention to where the light and shadow falls on your skin and around your body when you're shooting. When natural light isn't available to you, you're going to want artificial light. What I recommend is, if you want to expand beyond a single ring light, are 2 umbrella lights. You can get 2 light stands and umbrella diffusers off Amazon for under $60. This isn't necessary for just starting out, but it's a nice place to expand when you want to experiment and improve your shooting techniques. Now that you know what you need to start, let's discuss basic shooting techniques. Some key things to remember are whatever is closest to the camera is going to appear larger, and whatever is further away will appear smaller. I use this composition trick a lot to highlight my best features and hide things I'm personally insecure about. If I want my butt to appear larger in a photo or clip, I will make sure that it's positioned closer to the camera and shot from a lower angle, which makes my upper body appear smaller in comparison. Whereas if I'm shooting a selfie, I'll hold the camera slightly higher, shooting downward at my face, because my eyes are closer to the camera, which is then going to make those appear bigger. You'll start to notice this is how a lot of Instagram models shoot. Another key thing to incorporate in your photography and video is to consciously try to create angles with your body. Raising one knee or bending at the elbow will instantly add a layer of interesting to your content. I've also found posing and movement tips online have helped me appear more interesting on camera than I actually am. There's a lot out there resource-wise, and when all else fails, screenshot photos or videos from creators you like and admire. There's always a method to their madness, and replicating things that others do works great as a fallback when you're feeling uninspired. Now, this next topic is important, and I've mentioned it before on FanCentral social media and on live streams, but I literally live and die by my calendar. I try to think about my calendar as my boss, or my God, or insert whatever accountability figure will hold you responsible for your time. If it's on my calendar, it is an unmovable, inescapable task or appointment that must be done or else. I haven't always been good at abiding by this, in earlier years especially, but I'm a pro at it now. Self-discipline is a muscle, and strengthening that muscle early is so important to your success as a business owner. On my calendar, color-coded in purple, is my shooting schedule. It looks something like that. Monday, I shoot all my Instagram content for the week. This means multiple outfit changes and looks, and it ends up taking me about 3 hours on average, give or take an additional hour for editing, because I'm a girl, no shame there. Tuesdays are for custom videos for fans. When fans purchase a custom video from me, in direct messages on Fancentro, I add the details of that custom directly into a spreadsheet that I refer back to on Tuesdays when I film. This way, all the details of what they want are in one place, and it's easy to refer back to while I'm filming it. On average, knocking out customs can take anywhere from 2 to 4 hours with editing, depending on how many I have. I don't overproduce or over-edit customs the way I would my personal videos that I put out publicly. I tend to be less critical about customs because I'm giving the fan a product that they want, so it doesn't have to meet the same critical standards and criteria that I would have about content I want to create personally. Wednesdays, I film full-length landscape videos to post to my Fancentro feed fan site. This takes an average of 3 hours of my time. I tend to get really creative, shooting multiple angles, separate takes of slow motion, and stopping to adjust the lighting a few times throughout, so it takes me a lot longer than it probably should. But to be honest, this is solely a personal preference because it's the kind of content I enjoy making. It is widely known that less produced, more amateur content sells a lot better than the style I like filming. So please, don't waste your time doing all this fancy stuff unless it's your personal preference. Thursdays, I shoot non-safe for work photo sets. I try to create 2 not safe for work photo sets for my Fancentro feed. This way I always have one in stock if I can't shoot one week for some reason. My photo sets usually range from 5 to 10 photos. And then I'll always reuse these photos individually in direct message. Fridays are for organizing my content. This is when I organize what I'm publishing, where, and when I'm publishing it. I schedule it on Fancentro in advance, and I analyze the workflow of my content. I leave the weekends empty to provide some kind of mental break, but keep in mind I'm also recording, posting, and saving all of my private social media shows that I do every single day, in addition to what's listed on my shooting schedule. Now, before we get off the topic of shooting, I want to say something really quick. It is not required that you get crazy glammed up for every piece of content you shoot. In fact, I would suggest a ratio closer to 60% very natural looking with no makeup to 40% more glam with makeup. I don't ever feel like I have to be camera ready when it comes to recording my private social media content because, well, filters. But in terms of anything else I create, I usually just throw on some foundation, concealer, what have you, and go to town. At the end of the day, you've got to do what works best for you, your schedule, and your confidence. When it comes to keeping your content exciting, I personally keep a list of shows in my notepad on my phone of ideas and content that I've done before or that I've seen other influencers do that I like for moments when I feel uninspired. I have quite a lot of uninspired moments, by the way. And if I didn't have a list of content that I could choose from at random, my content would consistently suck. I've gotten to know myself well over the years, and if you're anything like I am, you know creativity and inspiration and motivation can strike like lightning, but as fast as it comes, it can go, and it may be a week or so before the next storm comes. Fancentro's socials suggest content ideas on occasion. You can always follow other creators and let them inspire you with what they're doing. After all, if you don't hold yourself accountable for creating an exciting experience for your fans, who's going to? Ultimately, it's important to remember that you are your own boss, and this is your business. And if you don't take the time to make it work, it's not going to work. However, on the bright side, when you're really only working 6 hours or so a day, it's a pretty sweet gig. And, it pays well at times too. However, don't be afraid to embrace these challenges. They're only going to make you a better business owner in the long run. I'll see you in the next video.